Hello everyone, this is Diane. I'm here to show you a collection of very vintage items that my friend Debbie just brought to me. She's had them at her house for a long time. I don't see her very often, and she has forgotten to bring it with her the last 2 or 3 times I've seen her. So she remembered today. She came out and had a visit with me, and we went to lunch, and she brought me this box. So I'm going to save this little box right here for last because this is my favorite, but there are so many fun and unique and interesting things here. So come along as we go through what she brought me. I went through it while she was here with me because she wanted to see how I reacted to them and whether I wanted these items or not. So this is a little box that says finest in leatherware, and inside are a bunch of buttons and some other fun things. This is tangled up. This is a military bar, and she doesn't remember where she got it from. She thought it was from her mother's things, but in going through it, she realized it was not her mother's things. So this is a military bar that has 2 little stars here and then this bar here added. Looks like 1, 2, 3 bars put together on the base. So I don't know what all of those things mean. Maybe some of you do, but it's an interesting piece. This is just a fabric scrap that has a needle in it that's rusted in. There, got it out. I'm going to cut this off. I will use this piece of fabric. I love the pattern on it. So it's doubled, and I think it had some like practice stitching on it. So I won't keep. Oh, there's more military stuff in here. I only saw the one when I was going through it with Debbie. I didn't look at everything super closely, just enough to know that I wanted most of it. So here's another military bar with the 3 separate bars and 2 stars. And here's one of the small pieces. So I'm assuming they start out with something like this, and then as they earn more, they grow into a larger bar and get a bigger base to put them on. You can correct me if I'm wrong about that. I really have no idea. There's some buttons. This says many vintage Christmas cards, also envelopes with old stamps on them, all marked down from $5 to $2. So there are no Christmas cards in here, but I don't know why she saved the label, the tag. Lots of buttons. Oh, here's another military bar. It's got 2, looks like feathers on it. Interesting. What do you think I should do with them? Here is a U.S. pin, probably from the military also. And some twine. I didn't look at this. Oh, it has an arrowhead on it. And a couple beads. I'll have to clean this box out. It's dirty. Like that. There's a Garfield pin. Once my eating gains momentum, it's hard to slow down. Oh, there's a patriotic wooden pin painted. I don't think it's very old. It says KWS. So you can see lots of vintage buttons in here. I will clean it all out. And oh, I haven't seen hair ties this little in a very long time. Little jackknife. I'll see if my brother-in-law wants that. He might sell it on eBay. Here is a heavy coin. It's a $1 coin. It's heavy. 1977. Oh, there's a little metal piggy bank with a penny sticking in it. I could hang this on a bead dangle. That's cute. So I'll keep most of these old buttons, I'm sure. There was more in there than I thought there was, Debbie. I bet Debbie's going to watch this video. Hi, Debbie. And there are a lot of paper items. This is just an ad for Polygrip. A lot of the stuff was dated 1966. This is 63. I don't know if I'll keep much of the newspaper. This is ready-made penances. So it's got to do with Lent in the Catholic Church. So this is a church bulletin, Ligurian Sunday Bulletin, Liguori, Mississippi, or Missouri. There are a lot of travel brochures, and many of them from the Caribbean. So this is Puerto Rico, Virgin Islands, Aruba, Curacao, and it's 1965 to 1966. I don't know if this was kept for recipes or what. Jackie Kennedy. Some cool ads I might be able to preserve. Another grocery ad. Sorry. There's a bridge. There's a lot of bridge stuff in this collection of items, so I don't know if that was saved for that. I like this image. I'll cut these out and save them. 1966. Bonwit Teller. I've heard of that store. Beautiful hats with veiling. A guide map to the Museum of History and Technology of Smithsonian Institution. Look at all those buildings. Now I went to, I think, two. I think I went in the castle, and then we went in, I don't know which other one. Maybe we didn't, maybe we only went in one. I was there with my kids when they were in middle school. And a friend of mine, she drove, and we took our children there. And I was homeschooling at the time, so that was a good field trip for us. And we didn't have a lot of time to go in the Smithsonian, so we only went in one or two of the museums. Kodacolor film, I don't need to keep that. Province of Rome. This is a pretty brochure. And it's good quality paper. Now this is a fun feature. I can't wait to put this in an eclectic junk journal. This is an Arthur Murray. Is that his name? Arthur Murray, the dance studio. There was a little brochure. Yeah, Murray. There was a brochure in this collection of items about, actually it wasn't a brochure. It was a coupon or something for two free introductory lessons. And then I found this. I can't wait. I can cut this in half and I can put it in two signatures folded. I think that is so awesome. Here is a brochure for Portugal and a map for around Washington, D.C. from the National Geographic. This came from a high school library in Bloomfield, New Jersey. In 1956. So that is a nice big piece I can cut up. Costa Dorada, Spain. I believe this is from the 1960s. Probably most of this stuff is. Here's the certificate for the Arthur Murray Studio. Air Sea Cruises, Alitalia Airlines, Mediterranean Sunshine. Wonderful. Yeah, a 2-week cruise for $499. Another map in the Spain area. There was a lot from Saratoga Springs in New York. I've been there a couple of times. Stouffer's Motor Inns. I just love these vintage images. So I did not know that Stouffer's had hotels, etc. But that's Stouffer's Frozen Prepared Foods. Here's St. Thomas in the Caribbean, one of the Virgin Islands, in 1966. And my husband and I, the first cruise that we did was, both of the cruises we did were to the Caribbean, but the first one included St. Thomas. And this is where we pulled into port, Charlotte Amalie. So we were around in this area in our little excursions and stuff. Really fun. Fun, fun, fun. So this is going to be fun for me to look at. TWA European Motor Coach Adventures. And TWA European Premium Adventures, 1966. Some different trips you can take. This is in New York, Otsego County, 1966. There's a sewing pattern in here. It's not that old. It looks like it's probably from the 80s. No date on this one. Oh no, it's from 2000. Holiday Inn Magazine for Today's Traveler, June 1966. This is going to have some cool images in it, I think. Holiday Inn Candy and Mixed Nuts advertising. Cool crossword puzzle. I'm really looking forward to doing some eclectic journals. I love this ad. And I want to use stuff like this in eclectic journals. New Paltz. It's in New York City. Not New York City, it's in New York. Midway between New York City and Albany. I've never heard of New Paltz. This is a guide to Center of Charlotte Amalie. So this is from St. Thomas, and there are a lot of advertisements on it. So I'll go through that. Pictorial Virgins, Virgin Islands, dedicated to the beauties of the Virgin Islands. Beauties meaning the spectacular scenery, not the beauties. I think. The island of St. Thomas. We did see lots of donkeys or burros on the islands. I have to tell you, there was one guy from the island who had a donkey. We were on a little bus excursion, a rickety old bus we were riding around. And this guy, at one of the stops that we made to take pictures and things, he had a donkey. And somehow it was dressed up like Monica Lewinsky. It had a wig, and I don't remember what was on the donkey, but you could pay him to take pictures. We would take our own pictures, but we had to pay him to use the donkey, to pose with the donkey. But some people did it, but we didn't. But I thought it was pretty funny. Another St. Thomas guide. I think that's the same one we already looked at. Your personal copy of Clipper magazine. So I think this is for cruise enthusiasts. This is from 1960. Pan Am Clipper travel log. Look at those gorgeous 60s pictures. I would love to be a world traveler. Love that. I don't know these islands, so I don't know how to pronounce that. I've never heard of them. Wonder where they are. Majorca. I think I've heard that pronounced Majorca, right? Not Mallorca. And there's Menorca, Ibiza. So it must be, it's European. I think it's around Spain, but I'm not sure. I can't see anything on it that tells me. Guess I'll find out when I take a good look at it. Some of you probably know. The week in Spain. This is in Spanish. There's another one for those islands. Saratoga, silver anniversary of harness racing. What a beautiful brochure. Saratoga County. Newark, New York. It's pretty close to me, I think. I don't know what's so spectacular about Newark. Here's 1,000 Islands. I've been there a few times. It's the place my niece got married I think maybe 3 years ago now. 2 or 3 years ago. Vanderbilt Museum, Centerport, Long Island. Saratoga Spa. Saratoga is known for its hot springs, I believe. Spa Living. Saratoga Spa. Spain. There is a brochure for Saratoga, a place that I went to with my husband. Carter's Grove Plantation near Williamsburg, Virginia. That's a pretty brochure. So I've been to Williamsburg a couple times. We saw the governor's mansion and buildings like that. But this says it's near Williamsburg, so I don't know that we saw that. I don't know what that is. Learn and live safety tips, citizens' responsibility. New York State Department of Motor Vehicles. Here's another St. Thomas guide. Treasure Islands Pack. Your Wings to the Caribbean, Care Bear. Just some different places you can go spend your money in the Caribbeans. U.S. Virgin Islands. And Puerto Rico. This is the Finger Lakes of New York. So when we go to the windmill, which I went to recently, that's in the Finger Lakes region. Watkins Glen is on Seneca Lake, one of the Finger Lakes. So there's Seneca Lake and Keuka and Cayuga. Those are the biggest of the Finger Lakes. Then there's Skaneateles, Owasco, Canandaigua. I've been there. I've been to Skaneateles. And I've been to these other ones too. Not all of them. Spain. These don't even look that old. Lots of Spain. They were rubber banded together. But I do have more than travel brochures and things, so you can skip forward if you want to see other things. There's Greece, a Holiday Inn directory. Love the artwork again. This definitely looks 60s. 66. Oh, it says it right there. Saratoga Performing Arts Center. That's where I went with my husband. He took me there as a surprise. We were on our way there for an overnight trip, and we were on the way when he told me where we were going and why. We went to this Performing Arts Center to see the river dance show. That was so exciting. It was a beautiful area too. There's Mohawk Valley in New York. This is just handwriting, probably from 1966, because it's about the Caribbean stuff. I see the words St. Thomas. Maybe these were things that she wanted to go to or do. We won't go through all this, but it is a newspaper from Puerto Rico, San Juan Star, 1966. But I'll look through it for some cool ads. And this is fun, a date book from 1957 to 58. It says worship and program leaders. Somebody wrote in it, and then quadrennial goals. Interesting, but I can use these date book pages. There's a package of little zippered plastic bags. Buttons and roses. These metal buttons. Some pins. What is this? Is that a little sewing machine thing? I don't know. I don't know what that is. Looks like you might put a needle in that, and I don't know. I would have no idea how to use that. There's some anchor buttons. They're cute. Loose leaf rings. I love this little crochet purse or basket. It's a basket. Isn't that cute? There's a pin cushion. These are glue sticks. Needles. This is, it's not fabric, it's a stiff paper to do some stitching on. Sewing machine needles. Buttons. Velcro. Some little rhinestones. Sew on rhinestones. This looks like the kind of things you used to get at Ben Franklin. Oh, it's a Ben Franklin sticker. My hands are dusty now. I think these are for wine goblets to identify your goblet, but I'm not sure because 3 of them are the same, so that wouldn't really help, would it? But I can use them as charms on my spines. This is a little pill box. Pretty. More of those goblet things, or whatever they are. Lipton California Dip. Look at that image. Oh, fun. Some more pins. Buttons. Hooks and eyes. This says, handmade by Dorothy Jean. Does that help tell you where you got these things, Debbie? Handmade by Dorothy Jean. Then there's a vinyl measuring tape, and I really like the big numbers on this. That's interesting. It's different. And then the rest is buttons and safety pins and just little dribs and drabs. There's an apple core charm. I like that. All right, we're not done yet. Remember, we have that other box, my favorite part. Beretta Center Shops, Beretta Center, St. Thomas. Now this was fun. We found this, how to use the Culbertson Cobridge card table cover. Like, why do you need directions to use a card table cover? That's what I wondered. And it's got this, I think it's paper, these strips, and then a vintage clip holding them together. So this is directions on how to use the cover. And then later down into the box, we found this wrapper. One Culbertson Cobridge table cover. A smart card table cover with standard trick count for correct bidding at contract bridge. Arranged and approved by Ely Culbertson. The approach forcing system of contract. So that's the package that it came in. And then down in the bottom of the box, we found this, the Culbertson Cobridge card table cover. It's in pieces. So it showed how to fold this around the edges and have this on your table. And it has information in front of each player. Isn't that cool? Different kinds of bids and counts. And I don't understand bridge at all. I've never played bridge and not interested in it. I only like the materials for my journals, and here is the rest of it. So it's just more of this. I thought that was really fun. Here's a personal directory from New Jersey Bell telephone. It's got the yellow pages for area codes, and then it's got address and phone number pages, and they're blank. So I'll definitely use those pages. And look at that image. 1968, 67. Oh, for your convenience, here is a 6-year calendar. So maybe it started in 1963. I mean, maybe this book is from 1963. Now here is the box. And it is full of bridge items. So here is a bridge score pad, Bridge Master score pad. Look at that Art Deco design. So this could quite possibly be from the 1930s. These are definitely older. Well, I don't know. This says Lord & Taylor, 10 cents. And it doesn't have a date. I don't want to destroy that label because that's pretty impressive, that old label. But I don't think this was used at all. Very nice bridge score sheets. And there's a little Pekingese. Now, I don't know what these were used for. Oh, it's a tally. I've seen different kinds of tallies with these strings, and sometimes they had a pencil attached. Like I said, I don't know anything about bridge. But this is a tally. These are tallies. That's a Western deer or cow skull, but it was used as a tally, and maybe it's a deer skull because there's a deer. It's an odd thing to decorate your cards with. That's an antelope, and some gloves, Western gloves. There's a moose. I like that it has people's names on it. A bear cub, a bighorn, and an elk. And a grizzly bear and a buffalo. This is typing on typing paper, and it's information about bridge. There's some more of those tallies that are unused. They were in this glassine bag. And this bridge score pad, 1967, it says on it. It does have some writing on some of the pages. And these, more of the Pekingese. I think these are Pekingese, right? Some unattached tassels. And here is the score pad with the Pekingese in the basket. Very, very fun. I liked that box. Thank you so much, Debbie, for all of these really fun items. I will put them to good use. And I hope that you guys enjoyed seeing what Debbie brought for me. What was your favorite? Of course, as I said, my favorite is the bridge stuff. But I also really, really like the Arthur Murray dancing feet. That was fun. So thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Let me show you real quick. I have this Christmas journal sewn together, but it's not done yet. I still have to add some more items to it, but we're getting there with this. And I have these two with the pages cut and collated, and that's about as far as I've gotten with them. So I'll be working on them soon. So come back for that, and I will see you then. Have a creative day. Bye.